What's the story, Morning Glory? What's the word, Hummingbird? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel and for joining me for this review of Married at First Sight, Season 15, Episode 7, Krysten and Mitch. Now, this couple here, they take me on such a damn roller coaster ride in one episode. One minute I'm loving them, next minute not so much, then I'm bothered, then I'm not bothered, then I'm impressed by them, then I'm not impressed by them. They just take me all over the place and I can't figure out exactly how I feel about this couple. But as time is progressing, I felt like I was liking Mitch more and maybe even liking Krysten more. But then at the end of the episode, I'm like, yeah, not so much. So I don't know exactly how I feel about these people. So let's get started. Mitch, he has come a very long way in a week. He started off not being attracted to her, being so worried about that, being petrified by that, to the point where he had to sit down and have a conversation with her over dinner about how he wasn't feeling an attraction for her. The feelings were just not there. It was bothering him so much. He was in such a fit about not being attracted to her. He had to call his brother to talk him off the ledge. He was hyperventilating, having an emotional breakdown because he just wasn't finding an attraction to this woman whatsoever. He was digging deep in his soul and he just could not find 1 ounce, 1 scintilla of attraction for her. And it was just worrying the hell out of him. It was worrying the hell out of me. I thought this marriage was doomed. It was over. It was done. Because in the past, when one partner is not really feeling the other partner, it doesn't really change. It just stays that way until decision day. So, case in point, Kristen Page, the episode or the season from hell. So when I was watching Mitch, I was so worried about him and I was like, how is he going to get through this? But I had confidence because he said that he was going to stick with it. He wasn't going to bail. He wasn't going to leave or anything like that. He was going to stick with it. So we went from that end of the spectrum. Now we're on the complete opposite end of the spectrum where he can't keep his hands off of her. He's attracted to her now. He wants to jump her bones. She's the one fighting him off. And I'm like, what in the Sam Hill is going on here? Because am I in the Twilight Zone? Like, did they switch bodies or something? Like, what the hell is happening? Because she's fighting him off. He really wants to get with her. He wants to throw down with her. And I'm like, all of this has happened, y'all, in a week. In a week. That's what I mean, the roller coaster ride. So if he was going to end up being attracted to her anyway, why did he make such a big deal about it? Why didn't he just take it as, okay, I just met her. We don't know each other. It kind of takes me a while before I start feeling an attraction to someone, or I need to just give it some time until I get to know her better. I mean, you're on a television show with cameras in your face all the time. So yeah, it can be understandable if you don't feel this hot and heavy attraction to her right off the bat. That's understandable. But he took that and he ran with it, and he thought that there was like something fundamentally wrong with them matching them together. Like there was just something in their relationship that he was going to have to like go through an intense, deep counseling with Pastor Cal and Dr. Pepper combined to try to get over this mountain of a problem of not feeling an attraction to her. But now a couple of days later, he's attracted to her. Okay, let's move on. So Kristen thinks that their challenges, okay, what they faced in a week. She says that their challenges have made them a much better couple. She says that, I'm so glad that it wasn't as easy for us as it was for the other couples. We just didn't like click right away. So what we had to overcome, all of the challenges and the hardship and the problems that we had to overcome has made us so much stronger. We came out of this, on the other end, a much stronger couple. Girl, he went from not really knowing you and not really feeling you right away because you're not his type to wanting to put the moves on you because you were coming on to him so damn strong, like he had no choice now. I mean, you were really pushing yourself on him and you basically told him, like, if you don't sleep with me by a certain time, I'm going to get a divorce. Okay, so you were forcing him, you were pressuring him, you were putting yourself on him. You were doing all these things to turn it around, and now it turned around, and now you're going to like give yourself a pat on the back. Like, you've been married for 15, 20 years, and y'all really had to go through the loss of a child, the loss of employment, go through infidelity and family issues. You have to go through all of these really hard things just to make it to the other side as a much stronger couple. When the only issue is, I'm going to try to keep it cute and classy, where the only issue is one minute he wasn't feeling you and the next minute he was. That was the only issue. But you call that the challenges that y'all have overcome. They go to Mitch's apartment, which was a health hazard. Do y'all remember in Boston, who was it? I'm not good with names. I have no idea what their names were, but it was that one couple in Boston that was asked last season. The guy had bed bugs. And they had to go into his apartment with like full hazmat suit. That's what they should have been wearing when they went into Mitch's apartment, because that was atrocious. That was absolutely atrocious. Don't I call him Nate? Mitch. That was atrocious, Mitch. That was disgusting. If that's how you live, okay, whatever, fine. Not everybody is going to be on that clinical neatness as Stasha is. Totally understandable. If you're messy, if you're dirty, whatever, you don't like to clean up over yourself because you're too lazy to do it, whatever. But Mitch, you knew you were going to be on TV, right? You knew that there were going to be cameras all up in there. And you didn't want to do like a real quick surface scrub down on anything? Nothing? You knew that your wife was going to be coming into your home at some point. Now, I didn't watch the preseason episodes, when Dr. Pepper is digging through people's underwear drawers. I didn't watch all of that. So this is the only part this is the first time that I'm seeing his apartment. Was his apartment looking like this in the preseason? Because, Dr. Pepper, she's all up in everybody's business when she comes to your apartment. Was it looking like that? Mitch, you knew that someone other than yourself, whether it was going to be a full camera crew, whether it was just going to be Krysten at some point without the camera, you knew someone was coming into your apartment, and you let people walk into your apartment with your apartment looking like that. So my issue isn't the fact that you live like that. My issue is the fact that you want the world to see that you live like that. I mean, why don't you fake it? Clean up and then, act like, well, this is how I live. I'm a neat freak, when you're really not. That's fine. I can live with that if you wanted to fake the funk. But you allow people to come into your home with your bathtub looking like that, your stove looking like that, your refrigerator looking like that, and you didn't die from embarrassment? Y'all. Oh my God. Okay, let me not make this all about Mitch's nasty apartment. Let's move on. They go to Krysten's apartment. Okay, nothing really to see there other than her high maintenance dog. She has a pug, and we all know that pugs have a lot of health issues, with their breathing and everything because of the way that their little faces are shaped. So she's got a little pug named Luna, and it was adorable. Luna stole the show. That was fine. Then they're having dinner. And they're talking about how easy breezy their marriage is so far. Everything is just so easy and so fun. And we're having such a great time. And, pinch me, this can't be real. And a lot of couples are saying that. Alexis and Justin said that. Lindy and Miguel said that. Oh my God, marriage is so easy. This is so much fun. And I can't believe that people complain about being married. Y'all have been together a week. If it's not fun within that first week, then there's a problem. It's supposed to be fun on your honeymoon. It's supposed to be fun soon after your honeymoon. It's supposed to be fun for that whole entire first year of marriage. So we talk about how everything's been going so well. Mitch says that he has never been in love in the long-term adult sense. I don't even know what the hell that means. He's never been in love. I guess he's just been like a dater. He has fun with you, then he leaves you. I don't know what he meant by that, but he's never been in a serious, committed relationship where he was deeply in love with someone. And he's like 40-something years old. So then Mitch also says that he sees a future with her. When he thinks about the future, he sees her in it. But then later on, when they met with Pastor Cal and they talked about the fact that they're making plans for the future, they only meant like within the next week. That was the future to them, like just within the next couple of days, not long term, like 5 year, 10 year plan. Just like, oh yeah, I still see myself with her in a week. That's the future. That's what they mean by the future. Kristen's problem is she's always fallen in love too deeply, too quickly. She's one of those type of girls where she's, when she meets someone and they start talking, they start dating, she's already planning their marriage. She's already planning their wedding, excuse me. She's already got the baby names, the wedding venue, all of that, like within the first couple of dates of meeting someone. So she's one of those people. She falls hard very, very quickly. And I know that she's trying to tame that part of herself. She's trying to keep that part of herself under control, but it's creeping out. So she gives him, and this is how it's creeping out, that side of her that just falls a little bit too hard, too fast. This is an example of that. I don't know why she did this. I guess it's just to show appreciation or to show thank you. So they're sitting on the couch and she has a gift for him. So first it starts off with a card. So she gives him a card, and on the front of the card it says things just got real. It didn't say things, it said a bad word that they had to blur out. But it said things just got real. And in the card he's reading it, and she had written this message to him talking about that. And keep in mind, y'all, she just met this guy. She's known him for about a week. She says that he is the most entertaining, the most thoughtful, kind, caring, selfless person that she's ever known. How? How can that be? This guy you just met, he's all of these things. He's expressed all of this to you, and compared to anybody else that you've known in life, let's say, you're comparing him to past boyfriends. So you're saying compared to every relationship that you've ever had, the guy that you've known for about a week, who found zero attraction in you, you're saying that this guy is the most entertaining, the most thoughtful, the kindest, most caring, most selfless person that you've ever known. This person that you've known for a week. Are you kidding me? And you've learned your lesson, Krysten, from not falling too quickly, too fast. She does all of these things just to impress him. She's still that girl that will do, well, no, that was Lindy, but they're going to have to share that title now. She's like that girl who would just do anything to try to keep a man, to make a man happy. The gift is a jar of love coupons. And you know what the hell, this stuff that she hand wrote, where it's like, you get a bubble bath, or you get a full day of telling me what to do and I can't say no, or whatever the hell. So it's a whole bunch of those little love coupons. And one of them, of course, is about being intimate. Let's talk about that. A week ago, he wasn't attracted to her at all. When she walked down the aisle on their wedding, he couldn't even give her a compliment. Just your rudimentary, obligatory compliment that all grooms give to their brides, regardless of how they look. It'll just be an automatic, yo, you look really nice. You look really pretty. Something. He couldn't even do that. So now, and then he wasn't even attracted to you. Wasn't even attracted to you. It was so bad, he had to call his brother. Like I said, he had to call his brother for advice. What do I do when I'm married to a woman that I am not attracted to? What the hell do I do in this situation, bro? It got that bad. So now she says, I'm going to read verbatim exactly what she said because I wrote it down. She said, Mitch has shown me all of the things that I have asked him to show me in order for me to be ready to take things to that next level. He has shown you all of the things that you wanted him to show you so that you would be ready to be intimate with him in a week. In a week. You did tell him, you were like, yeah, we're going to have to move in the right direction. You're going to have to show me some signs that, you're building an attraction for me. So he did all of that in a week. Because one night when y'all were out on the pool and you're out there in your bikini, flaunting yourself in front of him, trying to make him want you, and he was drunk out of his mind and he wanted to fool around. So you took that and you ran with it, and you basically, you wanted to give him a little taste of what he could be having, but you didn't give him all of it right away because he was drunk. And so then luckily he remembered, And so then you were able to build on that and kind of like, hey, remember, the other night you're all over me, you're kind of giving me mixed signals. Your mouth is saying this, but your body's saying that. So, yeah, I think you do have feelings for me, but if you want it, you're going to have to prove it. So he has proven to you to the point where you're comfortable enough to sleep with a man who a week ago was unattracted to you. He's done all the things that you have required him to do in a few days. She says she sees herself falling in love with him. She was so giddy. She was so excited knowing that, they're about to consummate their marriage. She was so damn excited about it. Because she got what she wanted, right? She got exactly what she wanted out of him. So now they're ready to take it to that next level. And to me, she just seems like someone who's going to do whatever she can to impress a man so that he can keep her around. She's going to do whatever. And a lot of the times women with that mentality, their to go thing of, well, what do I have to do to keep them? Is to sleep with them. That's their to go act, is to sleep with them. Maybe if I do that, he'll want to keep me around because he can get that from me whenever he wants it. She's kind of coming off like that girl, and it's very worrisome to me. Very, very worrisome. Moving on. Pastor Cal comes to visit. So Krysten says that marriage has been better than what she expected. She says, I gave y'all a description or an idea of what I wanted, and y'all completely surpassed that. This is where they talk about how when they talk about their future, Pastor Cal was like, wow, you really are planning a future together. And they're like, yeah, we're planning a future as far as like, what we're going to be doing next week. And then Krysten says that she has a fear of Mitch leaving. So this easy, breezy, fun, fantastic marriage that is so easy, and y'all don't understand how other people are struggling, and y'all have been through hell and back with your marriage. Y'all have been through hell and back, right? The same person who said that this marriage, is stronger than ever now, she actually has the fear of him leaving because, she has a fear of him leaving because he had told her he didn't want to feel pressured. And to me, that was like a huge red flag. And it seemed like she didn't really take it that seriously. And so Pastor Cal said, this is your marriage. You should never feel pressured into doing anything. You are in control of how this marriage goes. Who would be pressuring you to do whatever? So I took it as he was feeling pressure from her. He was feeling pressure from her to be at a certain level of commitment or a certain level of feelings. And he's just not quite there yet. And so she thinks that by sleeping with him and acting like, his sex slave or whatever, that she's going to be able to manipulate him into being the man that she wants him to be. I don't know. But he said he felt pressured. And I was like, okay, out of all the stuff that you've shown us so far, y'all were so happy together. Everything is just vibing between y'all. Mitch is, he has an attraction for her now. For her to say, well, he told me or he expressed to me that he feels pressured. I was like, no, boy, no. That's not something that you don't want your husband to say, that he feels pressured. Pressured means that you're making me do something that I don't want to do. And to me, that's just not a good sign. So Pastor Cal said, this is your marriage. It's up to you. You should never feel pressured. And then Krysten, they talk about income or salary or finances. And Krysten makes, 2 times more than he does. And that's another running theme on Married at First Sight is the women who always are making more than the men. I wonder what's up with that. Very rarely on Married at First Sight will you have a man making considerably more than the woman. A lot of the women on Married at First Sight make more than their spouses. So Krysten says that she wanted a man, even though she makes more than him, she said that all that she wanted was a man who was very passionate about his work and his career and not in serious debt. Then they talk about kids. So Mitch is like, yeah, in a couple of years, we can start thinking about having kids. She wants to do it in a year. So Pastor Cal says, well, that is something that you need to talk about. Talk about it. Y'all are a married couple. Have a discussion about it. Married people talk about family planning, finances, whatever. Y'all are married now, so please have a discussion about that. When the conversation turned to love, Mitch looked like he was constipated. He had a look on his face like this conversation isn't fun anymore. You know, when they were talking about love and feelings and children and all of that, it was kind of like I don't know if it just dawned on him, okay, I'm in a real marriage and I'm with this woman for the rest of my life. If things go as planned, I'm with her for the rest of my life. This is real deal Holyfield still. I don't know if I don't know, but the guy looked constipated to me when they were talking about the future, love, and all of that. I don't know. So, Krysten, please don't be that type of woman who will do whatever she can or anything in the world. Just someone who is so desperate, who just comes off so desperate to do whatever you think he wants you to do just to keep him. Just be yourself, and either he's going to like it or he's not. But I was so confused because in the beginning I thought, oh, things are going better now. You know, he's attracted to her and all of this and that. And then when I realized that it was just a week ago that he wasn't attracted to her, and it was, y'all, I've already said all that I can about these people. That is my review of Mitch and Krysten. Thank you so much for joining me. On your way out, please don't forget to rate the video if you like this content. Please subscribe, and I will definitely talk to you later. And we've got 2 more couples to go here, so stay tuned.